Howdy, folks, aquarium people. You may enjoy this quite a bit. Um, Today, I'm calibrating a new pH meter. The reason I'm doing this is because I've got 9 aquariums. I go through a lot of testing supplies, and I don't really like shaking up and mixing drops and, waiting on this stuff to sit for a long enough period of time that I believe it in order to get a pH reading. So I stepped up in the world a little bit, bought a really inexpensive pH meter off Amazon, and going through the instructions, it's time to now calibrate it. So we first calibrate it to pH 6.6 in 250 mil, then pH 4.01 in another 250 mil, finally pH 9.1H in the last 250 mil, being sure to rinse it off in between each of those. So it's time. Let's see what happens here. It says step one, we just submerge it. It's reading 6.69 of 6.86. Let's try to calibrate that, see what happens. So I'm holding down the calibrate button for a little while. It should flash and then read end. Alright, so that one's calibrated. Cool. Now I need to rinse it off just in some clear water. Doesn't matter if I leave a little bit on this, just as long as it's rinsed off. Doesn't have any pH buffer left on it. We'll now dip it into, this one should be pH 4.01. It's reading 4.2 something, 4.3. So again, holding down calibrate. End. Cool. That part's calibrated. One more bit of the puzzle here. We'll stick it in the pH 9.1H, 9.18. Get it down there, make sure I can actually get my fingers in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's reading 8.54, 8.6 now. So, yeah, it might be a little bit off. Let's try to get that calibrated in. All right. Now, the new pH meter should be capable of reading pH. This is my aquarium that's next in need of maintenance. Let's see what it says. 8.1. I believe that. I totally believe that. And from that, I think we're going to do a dissolved solids check. I expect to find it to be pretty high based on that pH 8.1, 8.15. Normally I get a pH reading of about 8 or so on aquariums when they're about ready to be changed here, and most of that is just from stuff in the water raising it up a bit. So thanks for joining. We'll do another test and give these fishies some fresh water. Hope you all have a great evening. Calibrate your pH meters if you've got them. If you don't, I'm thinking this is a pretty good tool. I spent I think less than $20 for the pH and total dissolved solid meter off Amazon. And it's not that I expect this tool to be 100% accurate. It's that I expect it to be close enough that when I stick it in here and compare it to what my known pH test is, I'll get a pretty good idea of what it actually is. It's kind of like the speedometer in your car. It's not 100% accurate, but it's accurate enough that you can go off of it. That's what I'll be doing. Thanks for joining.